90s, but this is the first time he's been accused of something with a minor. Can you just put this in context of what it means for prosecutors here, what this looks like?
So this is only trouble for Sean Combs because prosecutors look for this kind of thing. We look for media reports. We look for civil lawsuits as a way to find new victims in cases like this. So I promise you, the prosecutors on this case are reaching out to the lawyers for these 6 new alleged victims, and they're going to start vetting them. And if any of these victims prove out to be credible and corroborated, they're going to be added to this indictment. If we see a new indictment, and prosecutors are just trying to build their case here, they have this much more ammunition that they can look into using now.
So we could very easily see this being added to that indictment.
It happens all the time. In sex assault cases, especially where you have a massive
Is that a
victim
superseding
case.
indictment?
Exactly.
What is that?
You got the terminology, yes, a superseding indictment. But this happens in sex trafficking cases. I did a case once where we started off with 70-some victims, and when word got out, we did a big splashy press release. We found a couple dozen more because there's comfort in numbers, right? Think about if, God forbid, if you or someone you knew was a victim and you found out other people are coming forward, it makes it easier for others to come forward. So I do expect this case to grow.
Well, it makes me think of when Diddy was first charged, we had his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, here on The Source. We were talking to him because in the indictment it said 50 victims and witnesses, and obviously that's a massive number. He argued to me he thought it was 49 witnesses, 1 victim.
Yeah.
I mean, you were skeptical about that?
I was very dubious then. Now I'm certain that that's wrong. First of all, the indictment says victims, plural. Second of all, I promise you that prosecutors are already in touch with at least the lawyers for these 6 new people, and they're going to check them out and see. And by the way, you have to be careful when you're a prosecutor with civil suits because they can be a good source of leads. But remember, these are people who are now asking for money. We've already seen comments from Sean Combs' lawyer saying, oh, they're just looking for a payday. So you have to be extra careful and make sure that you can not just believe them, but corroborate them. Can you back them up? Can you find other evidence that you can present to a jury and say they're telling the truth?
And of course, he's denied all wrongdoing.
Yeah.
But when you're looking into this, if something is legitimate and prosecutors do find something, we don't know. Obviously, these are anonymous people who are making these very serious allegations. How soon could those charges be added?
You need to move very quickly.
He's going to trial next May.
Yeah, the trial's in May, and so prosecutors aren't going to want to blow up that trial date. I think they're going to want to get it in real quick. And by the way, some of these allegations, as you said, go back to 1995. People are probably wondering, well, isn't that beyond the statute of limitations? Usually it's 5 years. But the catch here is RICO, the racketeering charges, which prosecutors have brought. And racketeering can enable you as a prosecutor to charge conduct that goes way farther back than 5 years. So racketeering is a real powerful tool for prosecutors. I once charged a case involving conduct that went back to 1987 based on racketeering. So watch for prosecutors to use that here.